Okay, part 2 is now in session. And Patrick then tells Squidward that the toilet plunger is then broken, and he used Squidward's clarinet to clean the toilets. That really pissed off Squidward, and Mr. Krabs congratulates Patrick before telling Squidward that his break is over. Oh my god. Mr. Krabs, that wasn't a good job that Patrick had done. Patrick had done fucked it up by using a clarinet for Squid as a toilet plunger. He used Squidward's clarinet. Oh my god. And that really pissed off Squidward. He can't have a good life that Squidward always wanted to enjoy. Everything's gotta be taken away from him all because of those motherfuckers. Man, I feel so bad for Squidward right now. Then Squidward becomes very surely about this. Like very sullen, like in a bad mood. When I say surely, I really mean that he's such in a bad mood because of Patrick's incomprehensible stupidity and his unbearable nature. Squidward resumes work, and when a customer orders a lot of food and asks if that is too much food, but Squidward tells him, "Oh, that depends." The customer then says, "On what?" Before Squidward tells him, "How long do you want to live?" And he laughs about it. Squidward then turns around to give Patrick the order, only to get his nose caught in Patrick's mouth. Squidward breaks free of Patrick, but gets flung across the restaurant. Patrick then finds a button on Squidward's post. A random fish appears with a seaberry pie, screams, and when he sees Squidward flying towards him and leaves the pie up in midair, Squidward's face gets smashed into the seaberry pie, which causes him to suffer an allergic reaction by swelling. Squidward finally snaps, and something must be done once and for all. Squidward is about to enter the kitchen. Patrick mistakes him for a monster and hears Squidward sing SpongeBob's name. Like he's really pissed off right now. And Patrick thinks that Squidward is going to hurt SpongeBob. So he attacks him, seeing both of them fighting. And Patrick comes to the picture and fights with him. And Squidward's like, "Why, you little?" And they begin fighting. Yeah. SpongeBob wants to help, but he's petrified of violating the restraining order and serving jail time. His desire to help his friends wins out, and he interferes in their fight, and he stops it. Patrick at this point is so unlikable that he finds out that the monster is Squidward, according to SpongeBob, because, of course, that's his stupidity right there. He blames his button for not telling him. Squidward angrily takes a restraining order from SpongeBob, who begs him for mercy, to which Squidward tells him to hand him a pen. SpongeBob hands Squidward a pen and continues to cry before Squidward tells SpongeBob that he's not going to jail. And instead of sending SpongeBob to jail, Squidward uses the pen to replace SpongeBob's name for someone who's far more annoying and unlikable, I should say. Patrick then says, "I'm sorry," to his button, but Squidward tells Patrick that he is on it. Like, "Patrick, it's not your stupid fucking button. It's you! Yeah, Patrick is now on the restraining order. But Patrick laughs about it idiotically. And that's how it ends. Wow. What a terrible, terrible, terrible episode. Okay, first off, all Squidward wanted was peace and quiet, but he can't have any of that, can he? This is another one of those Squidward torture festivals where SpongeBob and Patrick annoys the living hell out of Squidward. Well, actually, it was SpongeBob first that annoyed him first. Like, he'd done anything he can to cause a lot of damage to Squidward's day. Like, oh my god. He talked about his spatula, his trusty spatula, and there was another scene where SpongeBob continues to be very annoying because, of course, SpongeBob had become an asshole in seasons 5 to 9, especially with all the bad things that SpongeBob had done. Like SpongeBob howling at Squidward all because of pogo dancing with his best friend, and SpongeBob got away all scot-free when he shouldn't. He should have suffered the consequences instead. And you want to know why I think SpongeBob was very annoying in that episode? For one thing, he can't seem to figure out the mustard dispenser is empty. And SpongeBob done fucks it up at the beginning, and that caused Squidward to give SpongeBob a restraining order. And if he violates the law, he's gonna go to jail. And he's not allowed to make Krabby Patties. Okay. At this point, why couldn't Squidward just go into just quit his job for one thing and just find a new job that's more suitable for him, at least, because he can't stand SpongeBob nor Patrick. I don't know who's... Well, actually, I think Patrick was much worse than SpongeBob. Because Patrick had acted more idiotic and even more of an asshole than SpongeBob. Sure, SpongeBob was an asshole, but Patrick was the biggest asshole. Because he follows him, and he keeps touching his hat. He keeps appearing inside the cash register. And what's worse, he used Squidward's clarinet to clean the toilet as a toilet plunger. That's freaking nasty. Who thought it was a funny idea? Oh my god. That wasn't funny. That was so disgusting. Wow. Just freaking wow. The plot is just... I think the plot is going way too far. If Squidward really hates his job and if he really hates SpongeBob and Patrick, he should have just quit the Krusty Krab and just find a new job and move to a new neighbor that does not revolve SpongeBob or Patrick, and actually live a peaceful life. And Squidward can actually be happy. Apparently we can't have that, can we? It's always a Squidward torture fest, no matter what. And Squidward always has to suffer the consequences. Oh. And the sound effect causing a patron to thinking that Squidward has a farting problem. That's really nasty. That wasn't funny to me at all. I thought it was nasty. Like, who thought it was a funny idea with this? This is just, ugh. It's nasty. I mean, yeah, the jokes are just really anger worthy at times. And the plot, I really didn't like the plot at all. It's really bad. For one thing, SpongeBob kept annoying him, and then Patrick comes and he annoys him even more than SpongeBob. And after Squidward had an allergic reaction, he gets fed up and then comes to a point where Squidward has to do something that must be done, and Patrick thinks that Squidward is a monster, when in reality Patrick is the actual monster, especially with all the shit he caused. And you know the episode The Card, where Patrick acts so inconsiderate and he uses SpongeBob's card for all the shit, and he wrecks it, and it's ruined. And yeah, SpongeBob should have stand up for himself and get angry at him and do the same shit like to him, like with the secret box and smashing and all that stuff. That's what should have happened. SpongeBob should have been angry instead of crying like a baby. That would have been a much better ending. SpongeBob getting angry and touching Patrick's secret box and wrecking it and all that stuff. But no. This and the ending was also very stupid. Patrick is now on a restraining order after SpongeBob bawls his eyes out like a baby because Squidward is about to get a pen and all that stuff. But turns out that it was actually Patrick, and he laughs very idiotically, and his laughter is just unbearable to even hear. My goodness. So yeah, the writing is just really, it's really bad. Like, wow. I've seen SpongeBob episodes that had very bad writing, but this one takes the cake for being the worst. And between you and me, this is definitely one of the worst Squidward torture festivals I've ever seen. Yeah, sucks. It's a Squidward torture festival. SpongeBob and Patrick are assholes and motherfuckers. The ending was very stupid, and there was too many disgusting and anger-worthy jokes. So yeah, Restraining SpongeBob is terrible, and it gets a 1 out of 7. Yeah. Everything I could say about it is just horrendous. Yeah. Restraining SpongeBob, horrendous SpongeBob episode. So anyways, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, folks, and I'll see you guys later.